I encountered a crazy customer. Okay, it's already a minute into this video and I'm just figuring out what type of thumbnail to use. Oh my goodness, I forgot the lighting. This is terrible lighting. Okay. This is good lighting. My hair looks sort of straight. I'm back. The lighting is slightly better, but that's what makeup's for, right? Perfect lighting, sort of. Okay. Oh look, I got my nails done. I got them done. So, story time. I encountered a crazy customer. Let me go to the beginning. So, I was in the cash register, ringing up customers and letting them go on their way, and I noticed this guy. He was wearing a number 14 shirt. I don't know his name, but I'll just call him number 14. And he was with his mom. I know that because I keep hearing him say, "Oh, hey mom, what about this shirt? Or what about that shirt?" or something. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna fall with these shoes, and I'm just gonna fall. So, back to the story. So yeah, I'm like going as fast as I can. Another cashier was on break, and it was like almost closing, and I was ringing up customers, going as fast as I can, but I keep turning back to look at number 14 because I thought he was cute. Yeah, number 14, if you see this, I thought you were cute. What I'm gonna say. Anyways, I'm just ringing up customers, going on my way. I'm like going super fast, like it was the fastest I've ever done. And until I encountered number 14 and his mom. Here's what happens. So, in this particular story, I owned up a sweater, a men's sweater, and a t-shirt. Those two items. And the whole total plus tax, it came out to, I think, $6.69. Yeah, about that amount. And the son gave me his card. The mom and number 14 were talking about how he dropped his card on the toilet and it got damaged. So it was a chip card. I was like putting it in the machine, taking it out, and it didn't go through. It was an error. So I did it again, error again. I did it again, error again. So the third time, it said, okay, if the chip doesn't work, swipe it. So I swiped it. Something happened to the computer. I'm like, okay, like pretend like this area is like the computer. I'm like going, okay, I'm like, try that again. Swipe, put the chip in, took it out, chip again, out, in, out, the third time again. And then I swiped it. It said, double transaction. I was like, that's pretty weird. So I'm like, I tried it again and again. Another transaction. Like, do you want to double the transaction? That was pretty weird. So double transaction, yada yada yada. And then when I was doing that, I heard the mother talk to number 14 saying, "Yeah, honey, we need to get you a new card, like tomorrow, like the next day, like tomorrow." I keep messing with my hair. Yeah, so like that and the double transaction happened. So I called a crew leader. Look, she was the only crew leader there. I'm just gonna have her crew leader. No, that's too long. I'll call her Sophie. The crew leader, Sophie. Okay, so I called Sophie over saying, hey, there's a problem. The card won't go through. like I tried the chip and it's telling me a double transaction. And she's like, that's weird. So like everything, like the receipt hasn't come out, and she asked me if I like if it printed a receipt. I said no, and it was pretty weird. So the mom looked on her son's bank account saying, look, it's right here. It says I purchased it. And yeah, it was like pretty weird. Like, it's like right here, I purchased it. And it's like, it's just like, Sophie was like, oh, let me call my manager. So like she left to see like what the problem was. And she left me there with the customers. And she's like, the mom in number 14. She's like, look here, do you have like your phone? Do you have your phone on you? So you could like screenshot it. Cause like I already paid for the items. And I'm like thinking in my head, no you haven't. Like the receipt hasn't processed. And she's like, right here, like I have to go somewhere, like I really need to go. Like she was talking to her son about something, I forgot what it was. And like I'm like standing there. It was like pretty awkward. Like I'm just like looking down because not really a social person. And I'm like she's like, right here, I need to go to the store before it closes. Talking to her son, obviously. And so like I'm there in the cash register, like talking to them and stuff like that. And when Sophie was like in the office talking to the actual manager, the mom and son were talking about like, yeah, we need to go to the store before it closes. Like we need to go right now. Like looking at her phone, but like I'm looking at my wrist. I don't have a watch on. So yeah. And the mom's like, 14. We need to go now before it closes. I don't care. I will just leave you here. And the son was like, can we still pay for it? And the mom was like, no, you already paid. It showed on my phone. And the mom's like, okay, I'm just gonna leave you here. And the son was like holding the bag, is like twisting the bag and stuff. So like, can we go? Like, she's driving, and like, yeah, she's just driving. And I was telling him, I'm sorry, I don't know if that would, like, I think it would affect it in my end, so please don't leave yet. And he was like, well, can you call your crew leader, which is Sophie? And he was like, yeah. And like I locked my register, I ran to the office and then ran back. Well, I ran to the office, and I was like, Sophie, they were saying that they want to leave. And she was still on the phone with the manager. She was like, did they leave, like, with the items? Like, did they leave? I was like, no. And she's like, did they leave with the items? I was like, no, not yet. And, like, I ran back, and, well, she told me, tell them that they can't leave yet. The items haven't gone through our system. And I was like, okay, and like I ran back and I told the son, because the mom was like already left to the car or something, and I told this number 14, like, I'm sorry, you can't leave, like it hasn't gone through our system yet. And then Sophie like came, like walking over, talking to the manager to see like what's up with the whole transaction thing. And the mom came back. Yeah, the mom came back saying, yeah, we have to go. It's like, it's already here on my phone. Like, you can't charge me twice. And Sophie was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but it hasn't gone through our system. I talked to the managers, and she was like staying calm. Sophie was staying calm while it's like, it hasn't gone through our system. It's like, the mom was like, I purchased it right here. It says right here. I already paid for it. And like, our store runs through credit. So if like you have a debit card and you just like swipe it or chip it, it's gonna say pending. Like, it hasn't gone through, like, you haven't got your receipt yet. It hasn't like gone through our system, so we didn't actually charge you yet. And it was like, no, I effing charged for it, so I'm gonna take it. Like, the bag was like in front of the counter. Sophie grabbed it so fast while the mom was like about to grab it. Sophie grabbed it like really fast, like she snatched it, and the mom went ballistic. Okay, she freaking yelled in the store. I looked at the son. The son was looking down and smiling for some reason. And the mom, you effing ripped it out of my hand. Like, call the police. I freaking paid for it. I paid for this item. So you freaking ripped it out of my hand. And Sophie was staying calm, because I know how Sophie is. She's like, ma'am, I did not rip it out of your hand. And he's like, you effing did. You freaking ripped it out of my hand. Call the cops. I want the cops called. Sophie called the cops. Yes. Telling them what's happening. The customer purchased the item. It didn't go through. And the mother was like, no, you tell him the truth. You effing tell him what you just did. You ripped the bag out of my hand. I paid for the item. It's right here on my phone. And of course, it was pending. And so Sophie was telling him the transaction didn't go through. And the mother was still ballistic about, like, tell him the effing truth. You tell him what I purchased the item. You ripped it out of my hand. And we call another worker. Let's call him, what should we call him? Blue. Couldn't think of a name. I thought of Blue. So Sophie told me to call Blue. I was like, Blue to the front, Blue to the front. He didn't come because he was like in the back. And like, Sophie told me, Emily, go get Blue. So like, I ran to the back. And I was like, Blue, we need your help. There's a problem. And it was like, there's a problem? And I was like, yes, there's a problem. Like, let's go to the front. And like, talking and stuff. Sophie, like, when Blue got there, he was just standing there because we didn't know what to do. And Sophie said, like, Sophie was trying to contact our manager. What else? Yeah, like, she couldn't get through to him. So she's like, Emily, go get your phone. I was like, I ran to the back. Like, I sprinted. And then I like sprinted back. I got my phone and everything. And like, I called him. Like, he didn't answer. It went like straight to voicemail. And then she called again and went through. And she was telling him about everything. It's like, yeah, this customer wanted to call the cops and blah, 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 blah. And we like moved aside. Like, my register was locked. And like, we moved to the side, we waited. Oh, by this time, the other cashier came. It was like, when I was ringing those, number 14 and mother, that's when the other cashier came and like helped with the other like people that made the whole line. My dogs. Okay. So like, yeah, those two people, customers, like made a huge line. So thankfully the other cashier was there. And we were about to close too, so like that was shocking. And so the other cashier rang the other person up, and like Sophie pulled Blue and I to the side, talking like a little corner over there, but still close to the register, waiting for the cops. Yeah, we were waiting for the cops. Like 5 minutes or like 5-10 minutes passes by, the cops come. Yeah, the cops came. Yeah. And I think it was like, let's see, I think about like 4 or 5 cops. No, 4. Okay, 4 cops. There was 1 lady. And the mother was like, oh, she ripped it out of my effing hand, blah, 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 blah. I forgot what she said. And Sophie had the other 2 cops, like, talking to them, like, yeah, like, they want to leave with the items. The items haven't been, like, in our system. You could check if you want. So, like, yeah, the cops were like, yeah, let's go check it out. Like, to, like, see what the problem is and what am I doing with my hands. Oof, get out. And, like, they were talking, like, and Sophie said, Emily, be by your register. So I'm like, looking down, shakiness. Like, I think I have a clip on like where I said it was like shaky. I'll put that up. Sorry for the lighting. Oh my goodness, I am still shaking, and it wasn't even my fault. That's like so scary. Like, the cops came. Oh my goodness, it was a huge mess. So, like, I'm shaking, like, drawing, like, stuff, like, drawing, and, like, but, okay, so the video I posted was, like, when the whole commotion went down. Like, after everything. So, the cops were in the office, looking at to see if it's there, and then I'm, like, in my register, looking down, because I know I can't say anything. And I hear the mom talking to the officer and the son talking to the officer, saying something about, this is not the first time he called the cops. And of course he was like young and he was trapped somewhere. Yeah, he was trapped somewhere. So it took like about, let's say, 10-15 minutes. Yeah, it took about around that time. And the cops came back from the office, talking to the lady, saying that, like, ma'am, we looked at the files and stuff, the transactions, and it hasn't been on their system. And telling him, like, you have to deal with. Oh, I forgot to tell you the important part. Before they called the cops, yeah, saying like, son, I'm a banker, this does not happen, like, I know what I'm saying, like, I'm a banker. Like, she kept saying, like, I'm a banker. Like, really? You're a banker. You should know everything about, like, how this happened. It's pending. Our store runs in credit, so it sets the money aside, saying, like, we're gonna save that money there to see, like, it will go through the company. I should know this. I'm taking business classes. So, yeah. Anyways, the cops told her, like, yeah, you have to deal with your bank about this if you want to still purchase the items. And basically, it was her son's credit card, too. Got jacked up. And she was like, yeah. And like the whole commotion, I like forgot most of it because it was like a week ago. It's not irrelevant anymore, but I'm still gonna post this. And like talking to the customers about the cops about something, and Sophie was there. And the son still wanted to purchase the items. And mother was still talking to the cops, saying, you gotta deal with your bank about this. You have to take like 2 or 3 days. And like, so yeah. Like, I got on my computer again. Ooh, excuse me. And the son's like, can I still purchase this? And I'm like, yeah, you can. And so like I like rung him up again, like did the card thing, swiped it, and it said double transaction. Or like, do you want a double transaction? I called Sophie, like, Sophie, can I do the double transaction? And she's like, yeah, go for it. And it's like, I did it. Yeah, I did the double transaction. It was like, will it charge me again? I was like, I don't, like, me playing stupid, like, I'm sorry, I don't know, but you have to deal with your bank about that. Me being all sweet. So, I rung him up, and then luckily the receipt came. I gave it to him. Yeah, I gave it to him. Here's the best part. Here is the frickin' best part. The mom was talking to number 14, saying, Did you get your items already? And I was just still smiling, kind of. Like, I'm still kind of smiling, like, And the mom's like, did you get your stuff? Like, did you already pay for it? This number 14 was like, yeah, I already got it. And the mom turned to me, saying, oh, okay, thank you, bye. Like, what? The puppies. I don't know if you could hear it in the camera, like, through the recording, but yeah. So, the mom was like, okay, bye, with a smile, and like, everything changed, her whole mood changed, and I'm like, what? Well, what happened to you, like, 5 minutes ago? Granted, it didn't take 5 minutes to bring him up, but still, like, what happened to you? You were like all pissed off about something, and now you're all nice, like you're smiling? What? Oh my goodness. But in the end, they ended up paying still, even though it's their problem with the bank. So like, it'll show that they purchased it twice, but even though it didn't pen on the first one, well, it was pending on the first one, and it's still pending on the second one, but you would not be charged with the first purchase because it didn't go through our system. But in the end, they paid for it. Sophie and I got the last laugh. Honestly, I think that lady was crazy. Mind you that. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and so yeah, that was the crazy story time. The cops came. It wasn't a big deal, but okay. So yeah, if you like this video, like, I don't know what to do with my channel, but if you like this video and you want to know more about my life, like my boring life, I don't know if I'm gonna like post it here or here, like somewhere here, down here. Still don't know. Still new to YouTube. Well, not new, but like I had this channel for a long time, but I haven't like posted anything. Oh my god, I need to stop rambling. So like, if you want to know more, or like follow me on my other social medias, it will probably be here, or somewhere here in the bottom. to keep up to date. Follow my social medias. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? You should subscribe on that little subscribe button and post and ring that notification bell, like somewhere here. I think it's here, right? Right here? Or here? Somewhere? Anyways, click that notification bell and subscribe first and hit that notification bell. Okay, bye.